Hey guys, Kaz here, and today it is the first Monday of the month, so it is time for Media Monday. This is a video I do every month where I talk about stuff that's non-bookish. So it can be stuff that I've watched, stuff that I've experienced, gone to, done, seen, all those words. So I feel like this is going to be quite a small video. I've not got a lot of things to talk about, but let's just kick off like I normally do with a couple of things that I've watched. So first of all, I watched, I want to say it was a 2-part documentary, might have been 3, but I'm pretty sure it was 2. On Netflix called My Wife, My Abuser. So this is about a guy who was in this abusive relationship and his wife was horrible to him, and at one point he put a bunch of cameras up in his house to like record these interactions, so they were incorporated into the show. And yeah, it's just a documentary about this happening, and obviously the fact they had recorded evidence was definitely helpful, but it's harsh. He's talking about all these things that he went through, and it gets insane, the things that she did to this man for like 20 years I think they were together for. And it was one of those things that every so often he'll, you know, there'll be in a good patch and he thinks, oh, maybe I feel bad recording all this stuff, maybe I should delete it. Luckily he didn't. And yeah, if you're interested in like true crime documentary type things, then that is one that I watched, and it's good, if you can say that about something about this sort of topic. But yes, it was, and the way it was put together was good as well. Obviously it's talking with him and then all the detectives and people on his case, and a lot of the real video evidence as well. So yeah, there's one. Another one, something that I've been meaning to start for literally years, I finally started watching The Boys. Now, I've been wanting to watch this since it came out, and there's like 4 seasons now, so it's been a while. But originally I was like, right, I'm going to read the comics first and then I'll watch the show. And then it just got to like the next season. I hadn't read any of the comics. And then I read a few different times that the TV show is quite different to the comics. I've seen around about people saying that the TV show is better than the comics. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna watch it. Side note, I've only watched 3 episodes so far, so I'm not like in it. But also I am in it because it's so like instant, so much stuff has happened. I've watched 3 episodes and so much stuff has happened, and it's so good. And I knew it was going to be good. I know I should have started watching it literally years ago, but I finally started watching it and I'm very much enjoying it. If you've not heard of The Boys, it is if superheroes existed in real life, what it would really be like. The business side of it, the corporation side of it, the sneaky, underhanded, let's make as much money side of it, the I have powers over people so I'm going to be really arrogant side of it. And it's very dark and very gruesome. Like the first episode, like the first time something gruesome happens, it's like boom, there. But yes, I'm very much enjoying it. I'm so glad I finally started watching it. And then last but not least, I watched one film in November. This is a thing that I am trying to do. I have a page, a spread in my journal that's for movies, so I'm like, try and actually watch one a month because I'm not very good at it. But I watched a film called Unicorns on Netflix. It's good actually, because I specifically went on Netflix. I was like, I want to put a film on, and then I put it on. It was literally like right there in my face. I was like, play. That never happens on Netflix. Normally I'm scrolling for days, adding stuff to the watch list because I'm not in the mood for it now, but I will want to watch it later. Straight away, it knew I wanted to watch a film. Anyway, Unicorns is quite a new release. It was either released this year or last year, and it is a British film about this single father who's a mechanic and this drag queen meeting and then becoming friends, and then also like feelings, trying to think about feelings and how they exist in this sort of scenario. It was really good. It was really sweet, but there was also like realistic topics as well. So for example, Aisha, the drag queen, she's Asian and Muslim, so there's like that sort of thing in there, talking about religion and a lot of the negatives that go towards anybody that's like not straight and like in the box of that religion. And then obviously on the other side, Luke, the single father, there's a lot about his family as well, his son and his dad, like the son's granddad. doing his work, not having much money and stuff like that. And then their friendship blossoming is just really cute and wholesome. Like I said, there are some darker moments in there, but it's mostly a wholesome film, so very much recommend that one. I really enjoyed it. Thanks Netflix for actually like showing me something that I wanted to watch right then and there. So that's all the things I'm going to talk about watching wise. So we'll just add on a little festive cat clip here, and then I'll be back with a few other things that are not so watchy. So first up, I want to talk about some escape rooms. So on these videos, normally, you know, every month or so, maybe I'll talk about one escape room, maybe two, maybe some months none. There was one day in November, me and my sister went to Derby and we just did an escape room day. So we did 4 escape rooms at the same place called Make Your Escape in Derby. It's really close to the Derby on big centre thing. And we went to this escape room. They had 4 rooms. We did all of them. Had a little break in between for some food, but it was so good. We beat them all as well, which is quite impressive because one of them was like the maximum people in there was 10 and there was 2 of us and we managed to get it, so good time. But I'll just talk through in order which ones we did. So first we did one called Dystopia, which links to another one called Utopia. These ones you can do separately or you can do them as a linked thing. We did it straight one after the other, and it's cool as well. Obviously I'm not going to go into too much of the actual rooms in case you want to go and do them, but what's really cool about this is you actually go into the next one when you complete the first. So we were in Dystopia. The whole point of that room is to break into Utopia, and like we did break in and then instantly started doing the next one, which was really cool. You can do it both ways. We'd actually booked it the other way, but our games master said it makes like a little bit more sense to do it the other way around, like a little bit more linear. You can do it either way, but that was cool that she mentioned that and we could swap them around. But yeah, these are really cool, as you can probably guess by the names of it. Dystopia, obviously, the world, the bad stuff. Some people are living in the good bit, but we're living in the shitty bit and we're trying to get into the good bit. And then Utopia, we're in the good bit and there are some like secrets and stuff and we're trying to figure stuff out, and there's like this disease going around or something. And there was some really cool aspects of both of the rooms, but one thing that we'd never seen before in Utopia, without trying to like spoil anything, there was a massive like big computer screen thing and there were loads of different things that we had to do on it, and it was really cool because it was like so much things, and just the way that that was put together was really cool. Both of the rooms were really well furnished and they looked cool, and like I said, they like went into each other, which was really interesting as well, especially when you were doing them straight after the other. And then after that we had dinner and we went back, and the next one we did was called The Signal. In this one we were part of the government and aliens. There was an alien and we were told at the beginning there's 2 ways this could go. There's a decision at the end and you have to pick which side of the decision you're on. So that was cool that there was like 2 endings that could happen. And yeah, there was just alien stuff, and we picked the ending that you should pick, in my opinion, and it was good. Like I say, alien stuff, symbols, bits and pieces. I can't really say much because spoilers. And then the last one we did, we thought we'll build up to this one because it's the one that can have 10 players in it, and this one was called Spellbound, and it was all about this cabin, these witches. It's like a real life story from Derby, from this place, like part of Derby. These 2 sisters that were witches back in the day, and then there was a dude and he told on them to the witchfinders and then they killed him. And then we went in there, and this one was interesting because we had to do quite a few different things. We had to collect like, I can't remember like the exact numbers, but like 12 words like in certain things that we were doing, 4 skulls, and then there was a spell. So there was like a lot of things to do, and this room was non-linear. There was just like go into the room and just find all the stuff. So we were just finding anything and just pile everything on the table, we'll figure it out later, just anything you find, just chuck it on the table. And yeah, this one was like proper to the wire. We only had a few seconds in this room left, but we managed to do it. which is really cool. And again, visually, this room was really good. There were some things that we'd never seen before. When we first went in, they said something about, there's something under the floors. Don't try and rip the floors up, because some teams try to. But you know, just letting you know, there are some things on the floors that are going to do stuff when you do stuff. So that was interesting. I've never done anything like that before, where there was stuff under the floors and you had to like stand on certain points to do certain things. And yeah, it was really good visually and the storytelling wise, and the fact that there was just so much stuff in it. It was really cool. So yeah, if you're ever in Derby, make your escape. It's a good escape room. We did all 4 of them. All 4 of them really good. Boom. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about is we went to London, me, my sister and my mum. We went to London for the day because we went to do the Taskmaster live experience. So before I talk about that, we went quite early. Obviously you can never trust a train, so I wanted to get to London as early as possible. We had several hours before we had to be there, so there's no rushing about, because the underground existing, you know, you like to just have some time. And so we decided to go to the British Museum for a few hours. Honestly, I was on Google Maps on the internet for so long trying to figure out, oh, what can we do? What can we do? We've only got a few hours. We've got a few hours, so we can't really do something that would take all the day, and we can't do anything that's too far out because we need to be over here, like the train station's here, the place where the Taskmaster experience is down here, so we need to be somewhere in here. Eventually I was like, we're going to the museum because I can't figure out anything else. But it was really cool. Obviously we didn't get to see a lot of it or all of it, but we had a wander around. We said to each other and said to ourselves, this is going to be a looking and not a reading time, because when you're in museums and you're reading everything, you're there all day and you still haven't seen everything. So it was very much having to wander and just looking at stuff mostly. Sometimes you accidentally have a little read because it looks interesting. But yeah, there was stuff there like Rosetta Stone, saw that. Saw some Egyptian stuff, saw some Ethiopian stuff I think, saw some Britishy, Romany, we saw some stuff, saw some mummies, some dead folk, some bones, some pottery, some Japanese art stuff. Google told me that the Great Wave would be there because it's only shown for like, what, like a few months every 5 years or something crazy, because to keep it perfect, because it's made of, I don't know if it's watercolour or ink, but it's fragile anyway. And then it wasn't even there, so what's the point? But yeah, there were some really cool things in the Japanese section, so not mad that we went there. But yes, after that, the Taskmaster live experience. Now obviously I can't really say much about the tasks and stuff because I don't want to spoil it, because it is still on for maybe like another month or something. Maybe, I don't know. It's definitely still on, but I don't know when it finishes. But this was really cool. You went into the place that it was, and first of all there was like a Taskmaster museum section. So it had loads of pictures drawn from the contestants on the show and like memorabilia. It had the typewriter that Greg uses in the intro. It had like Phil Wang's costume that he wore in the Taskmaster, like when he was doing his things. There was just loads of cool things that you could look at. And then in the middle there was the house, and you'd go in there and that's when you did your tasks. And then on the right hand side there was like the caravan you could go in, there were a few sheds, there was phone box, there was a few tasks as well. There was throw the potato into the red green without touching the green. If you know Taskmaster, you know that bit, how harsh it was for Joe Wilkinson. But yeah, it was just really cool. There was loads of things to do and look at while you're waiting to go into the tasks, and after you've done them we're just wandering about seeing all this cool stuff. And then in the actual tasks, it was really cool. I'm not going to talk about them individually or anything, but there was 4 tasks that everyone did. We were in a group with a bunch of other people, and there was 4 tasks that everyone did, and then the top 5 people with the most points did the final task of the show. And me, my sister and my mum were all in the top 5, which was really cool. Side note, one of the tasks, my arm was aching for like 3 days afterwards, so I'm not going to say what happened in it because spoilers, but there was a lot of effort there for nothing because I came last in that one. But yeah, is where I think I am right now, because I just spilled on and then I looked at my flipping camera and I was not recording. So where was I? Who knows? I think I was at, we got into the top I failed. I was crap at that task with the shoulder, and then I got into the top, but then what have I already told you, because I just spewed everything and I don't know. Let's say we got into the top 3. My mum won it. It was awesome. Me and my sister were like the first 2 out in the main task, the final task of the show. But my mum won it, and it's really cool because she has a medal, which is really cool, and we have a photo, which I'm not going to show you because it's terrible. My sister's got her eyes closed. I look like a dickhead. My mum looks cool because she's cool. But yeah, it was really good. And it was also amazing that we were like part of the winners. Like, not really part of the winners because me and my sister didn't win, but my mum did. And we came as a group, so it counts. But yeah, it was really good, really enjoyed it, and we just went and like grabbed some food and had a wander and then came back home afterwards. So yeah, that was all the interesting things that happened in November. Let me know down below what you did in November, if you've did anything, saw anything cool, interesting. Just the comment section's there for a reason, so just use it if you want. Like if you want, comment if you want, subscribe if you want, but only if you want. And yeah, I'll be back in a few days with another video.